you guys? It is your girl and I am back today. Obviously a totally different setting behind me, but the reasoning for this is because I'm doing a story time. It's not your typical story time. You guys know me, I'm a graphic designer and I'm a nerd, a graphic design nerd. Anywho, so yeah, today I'm going to be sharing my story when I met J.Cole. And it's actually very recent. It just happened last year. So it was a very humbling experience for me, and I just wanted to share it to other J.Cole fans or just other people who are really who really want to meet their favorite artists or the ones they're inspired by, just to get a feel of how they actually be when you meet them or how they are as a person aside from their music. So separating them as a person to their music. So anywho, yeah, I decided, hey, why not let me start off with my J.Cole one, because since that's the most recent one, and I know a lot of people are J.Cole fans, and I am a huge J.Cole fan. I've been a fan of his since, I'll say late 2009, early 2010, like when I was going into college. So yeah, late 2009, early 2010, or like mid 2010 was around that time. So yeah, let's just hop right into it so I can just spill the beans and tell you guys about my experience and how fun it was and how much I just really enjoyed it. Alright, so yeah, also, if you guys did notice, when I went to the concert, I'll insert a picture here of what I wore, everything that I have, and also I'm going to do a separate video on the poster that I gave to him, which was the best part of the entire experience that I gave to him. This is the hat that I wore. I don't know if you guys can see it or if it's going to focus, but I wore this hat and I actually bought it online from like this Instagram hat. This person, he made like hats and it was just really neat, really cool, whatever. So yeah, I met J.Cole. Well, let me just start from the beginning. In June 2017, he had a concert, and I remember his ticket. He announced the tour at the beginning of 2017. The tickets didn't go on sale until about February, so I was at work, like legit, just watching the time, waiting for the timer to go down, and just like, oh my gosh, you know, like, I gotta get my tickets because J.Cole is coming to my city. I've been meaning to see him like 2 years prior to that, but situation just happened where I was never able to see him. So yeah, it was, I don't know, I really did not expect him to come to my city. It's not small, but it's big, but it's not like really known, but it is kind of known. It's weird. It's weird, seriously. But yeah, it was June 2017, and yeah, like I said, I was there because it was his concert for For Your Eyes Only. He was doing a tour, and he had Ari Lennox, he had J.I.D. I always call him Jid, I don't know. I never know how to say his name, but he's really dope as well. Not just because he's a Dreamville artist, but he's just really dope. And then it was downtown at this small, like, tavern, like, place that we have down there, and it's kind of, you know, it's a weird spot, but most concerts like that I would think would be at the bigger arena, but for some reason his wasn't. So yeah, you know, I was there, and I remember when I bought my tickets, hoping that he had a VIP or he had some type of like a meet and greet, but unfortunately he didn't have one of those, so it kind of sucked, but everything played out perfectly. So when I went to the concert, even before the concert, my thing was, okay, my mission is to meet J.Cole, and when I said that, I was like, you know, I have to meet him. Like, I have to meet him some way. This venue is too small for him to just pass me by and not get my chance to like meet him or whatever. But anywho, that's another story. It's not another story, but I'll mention it later on in this whole story time. But yeah, so it was mission get to meet J.Cole, and also mission get J.Cole to sign my poster or give J.Cole my poster. Mind you, the poster that I created for him was, I created that I believe at the end of December 2016. So, or I started in December 2016 and I didn't finish it until like around maybe February, March of 2017, the year that the concert was going to be. I have a separate video on the poster as well. And that was my mission. My sister went to the concert with me because she likes him too. And our mission, well, my mission mainly was just give J.Cole this poster and meet J.Cole. Either or. So like we were in there, we were in the venue, and I was just, you know, that was where my mind was. Like I said, I'm a huge J. Cole fan, but I always want to see him in concert. If I'm like doing anything weird with my mouth, it's because my braces are like, my teeth have shifted, so like my wire is kind of poking me a little bit, so I'm just trying to adjust my cheek around it. But anywho, I'm a very, very huge J. Cole fan, as I stated, and I really wanted to meet him because I knew like he was a very, from what I heard, he's a very humble person, a very humbling artist, and just very grounded. So I was like, you know what, that just makes him even more better. Like, I respect his craft more better. I respect him as a person so much better. So we went to we got into the venue, had to wait in line. It was a good little wait, of course, like any other concert would be. So it was a good little wait. We got there just in enough time before like the line started to go outside and downstairs. Like, bro, we got in at a good time. My mom did. It was rainy that day. Before my very eyes should come as no surprise. Because I had worked a half day. And I was like, you know, I gotta get ready for this concert. I worked a half day, got off work, got ready for the concert, had my mom take us because I was not about to go down and park downtown because it's just a bad idea. In line for like a good, I'd say a good hour and a half. It was a pretty lengthy wait, and around like when we were waiting in line, his photographer was going around like taking pictures of people and just asking people like, you know, what makes them here, what makes them want to come to the concert, what made them want to, you know, how long they've been a fan, just doing like nice small interactions with the guests. So finally we made it inside, and then we went inside, we saw the venue, and this venue doesn't have any seatings. They have the pit at the bottom, then up top they have like, you can go up the stairs, and they have like the balcony area, and then they did have like a sectioned off VIP section. But on the balcony area, like, you'd have to stand up there just the same as you'd stand down in the pit. But the balcony, you had like an elevated look. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna go to the balcony area just so we can get a better view. We stood up the whole night. My arm was a little bit sore because I had to lean on my arm to see around like the speaker a little bit. We were like right there by the speaker. So it was kind of hard to hear and stuff after we got out of the concert. But as they were setting up, you know, people were filling in, and you know, you meet people at the concert and you're like kind of like pseudo friends, like you just meet people in line, you're like, oh yeah, well, I've been listening to this song, this, that, and the third. So it was a pretty cool connection, a pretty mixed crowd, very mixy types of people, all races, all ages, all, you know, they also had like the merch stand and stuff. So my thing was like, oh, okay, well, if I can't give it to him specifically, I can give it to the photographer that I saw earlier, or I could give it to, it was like 2 photographers. So I was like, okay, well, I could give it to them, or I can give it to the sound guy, because the people, I recognize their faces from being in previous things with J. Cole and being on the road with him. So I was like, okay, well, those are his people. So I was like, okay, well, I'll give it to them if I can't give it to him directly. So anywho, the concert was amazing. It was, I think the concert started like 7:30 or 6 or something like that. We didn't get out of there until like 12. It was about 12 a.m., 11. It was really late when we got out there, but I knew the concert wasn't gonna be like short. He was really good for this to be his first like concert performing and everything. He did wonderful. He did amazing. I did not get to meet him, but he was taking pictures with people out to the concert and outside the concert. But yeah, you know, we enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed our time. I'll probably insert some clips here.
Robbing niggas on the daily, can you blame a nigga that ain't never? Just not. Last night, they pull up on my nigga after night. Look, nice fuck. Lady niggas can't tell the difference. One time for a nigga who don't save her. Don't save her. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. There's no. For me one time, shame on you. For me twice, they put the blame on you. For me 3 times, fuck the peace sign, load the chop.
Of us just dancing to the music, the crowd just being in unison, and everybody just genuinely like there for Cole. Like everybody just, all differences aside, we were there for the same thing. It was just really a moment. It was just captivating a moment, and just existing in that moment. It was just so great, so wonderful. So anywho, the concert was over, And like right when the concert ended, he peeled out. Like he was gone. Like legit, he did his last song. He made it known to people, okay, this is my last song. If you guys want to leave now, you guys can leave, but this is the last song I'm doing. I appreciate you guys. And he did like his little spiel, whatever. Some people left a little bit, but a majority of the people stayed. And so like right after he performed that last song, he was gone. Like he poofed off the stage like a magician. He just completely left the stage. But yeah, so after that was done, they were clearing out the area. We saw the merch lines, and I was like, well, you know, I could probably give it to somebody in merch. But I was like, you know what, I don't think the people in merch really like, I think they set up their own merch per venue. It's not like they're on the road with him, like they get to see him directly. So I was like, I don't think I want to give it to them. And it was pretty crowded. Everybody was trying to buy their things and buy their stuff, and I was just like, you know, I don't know. So I had this poster in my hand. I was so freaked out when I initially got in line, because I was like, they're gonna tell me to throw this poster away. So me and my sister, okay, we can hide it here and come back and get it after the concert. So we had the poster, but we were able to get in. They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything at all about our bags. They looked through the bag, but I didn't have a big bag. I just had the poster, and it just looked, you know, whatever. They didn't mention anything of it. They didn't say anything. So yeah, so we got out of the concert, and everybody had to exit out like the back way. You couldn't go back in the same way because it's like through this mall. So the mall was closed off, but to exit you had to go downstairs and all this other stuff. So we went downstairs the back way. Everybody, like, there were a lot of people who were dressed really nice and dressed really cool for the event and occasion. And his photographer, the one from earlier, had passed us, and I was like, oh dang, I was like, my sister, it's like, bro, that's the photographer. Should I give it to him? And then he was already down the line, and then other people were trying to talk to him as well. And then his second photographer had walked past, and this guy was also the guy that did the art direction and photography for Your Eyes Only. So I remember faces and stuff because y'all know I do my research. I already knew that. So yeah, I did my research and everything, and I knew that was him. And I was like, okay, he passed me by, and he was walking pretty like quick, like he just. So I was like, well, there's no way I can talk to him, and you know, I didn't know if he was gonna be the one that actually like saw J.Cole or like was in the same tour bus as him. So on the way out, of course, like just waiting on the side, trying to see, okay, we're gonna see Cole, It's like a group of other people like, oh dang, you know, J.Cole, did he walk out yet? Did anybody see him leave? And then before you know it, they started packing all the speakers and everything, and you saw JID come out, he was taking pictures, and nobody really saw Ari. I don't know where Ari was, but he was taking pictures with people, and I was like, dang it, you know, I should have gave it to one of the photographers, and I just felt so down. But something just told me to stay. And plus my mom she wasn't there because she dropped us off, like I said. She wasn't there yet to pick us up. So something just told me to stay, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to stay because I have to meet J. Cole. I have to give him this poster. Like, I didn't create this poster for it to just exist in time and not be given to the person it's intended for. So me and my sister, we just waited on the side. We were just having this conversation with this guy he was a promoter, and he was one of the security inside of the building. So he was just telling us, he's like, yeah, they took him out right after, like he's not even coming out. And he's like, but you know, we saw 3 tour buses on the side, and like right when you come out, it's like sidewalk, and then tour bus. So they were right there, and that's a very short loop. That's a very tight loop. You have to circle out to get out. There's only one way out. So we saw 1 tour bus, 2 tour bus, 3 tour bus, and then like I think the middle one was his, but it was like you couldn't walk down that way. They had people over in that area. So me and my sister just stood off to the side, and then we saw like another group of kids, and I think we all had like the same thing, like, okay, well, maybe we wait outside, maybe he'll come out and he'll sign autographs, or he'll just speak or say hey, or we can ask like, hey, is it okay if we say hey to J. Cole or whatever. So they were already over there on their own agenda. So we had the same agenda, but I didn't want to look as obvious as them. Not gonna lie, I didn't want to look as obvious as them, because I thought they were gonna be like, oh, you know, y'all gotta get out of here, you know, kick us out and stuff. But they didn't do that. And we saw that crowd. Like, we waited out there for like a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It was probably like an hour and a half, but it was so worth it. So practically we waited around the tour bus. Like we waited at J. Cole's tour bus to meet him. I know it might sound a little groupie-ish, but I'm not. Trust me, I'm not that type of person at all. Nowhere near. It's just major fans. Like we want to meet the creator. We want to meet the artist. Like, you know, it's why not? We're supporters of yours. So I feel like you would have a good heart and be like, hey, you know, these people went to my show. They stayed after. They just want to meet me. I can just go say hey. So finally, I saw that little crowd over there. They started to like dwindle away, and there was like a few of them, and then they left. And I was like, oh my god, like they probably left and got tired of waiting too. But I realized that they went over to the tour bus and J. Cole was outside. So this was the part where I was like super duper fangirling. I was trying not to run over there. But he was out in front of the tour bus, and he was very nice. I was not starstruck at all. Like I was just looking at him like, oh my gosh, this is him. Like this is seriously him in the flesh. This is him right here. And he was very tall. He looks exactly the same how he does in pictures and stuff. But he was a very tall man. Still very, you know, very handsome. And he was kind of quiet, kind of reserved. And so the people were like, you know, hey guys, don't like bombard him. You might freak him out or scare him. We're like, what are you talking about? Anyway, we weren't doing that. We weren't like rushing him or nothing, because the security was right there. But the security was like, you know, you guys can have autographs and ask for a hug, but he can't take pictures. And we're like, okay, cool. He can't take pictures with you. And I can completely understand why artists wouldn't really want to do that, because some people would take pictures with an artist and flip the story. So he couldn't take pictures with you, but you could take a picture of him there in a video, and you could also get your things autographed and signed. So he was just signing, and then he was just talking to people, and people making a small conversation with him. And then I was trying to give him my poster. Like I had it rolled up, like you guys will see in the picture. It was rolled up, and I was like, I wrote a note and everything on the poster. And I have it on my picture. I have to read it to you guys or insert it somewhere. But I had a note, and then within the rolled up poster, the note was on the back, and then I had my business card, and it's just something that I do. So I had like all that in there, and I was like, okay, I was like trying to hold it. I was like handing it out to him. I was like, J. Cole. I wasn't anywhere corny like that. I was just like, I had it handed out to him, and he grabbed it, and he was like, where would you like for me to sign? And I was like, oh no, it's not for you to sign, it's for you to have. I created it for you. And I was just telling him I was a graphic designer, and it was just a poster I made and a note, and he was just like, thank you, you know, that's so sweet, that's so nice of you, like that's so very thoughtful. I really appreciate that, thank you. He was very nice, and he just looked me dead in my eyes, and I was like, oh my god. Me. Anywho, so, and he was just talking to people out there, just giving small insight and stuff. But when I handed him my poster, he had it like tucked under his arm, so he was taking it with him and everything. And then he went back on the tour bus, and I was just so forever grateful. Meeting J. Cole made me feel very inspired and very moved, because it's just, it's not every day that you meet an artist that you admire or you draw inspiration from your creativity and from your work. And it's not every day where you are able to see them, like even in a concert, able to like physically meet them face to face and give them what you created. And it was just a really wonderful experience to me, because that's what I want to do. I want to work for artists and work with artists on creating their art direction, and kind of be like the art director for their album packaging. And that is where my heart is at, is working with artists and just building their whole packaging, not actual literal packaging like solely, but just their overall look. And I study that type of stuff with artists. I study it all the time, and I study it when it's good and also when it's bad. And you can tell when a person has had that type of design support with them or marketing support with them, because it just shows in the consistency in their work and how they are portrayed visually, the visual aspects of their albums, packaging, all that type of stuff. So when I created that poster, I was just very moved by it, and I was like, you know what, when I finished it, I was like, I know I'm going to give this to J. Cole. And I spoke that into existence. And I know a lot of things in life in general, like you always hear people say, oh, speaking into existence, speaking into existence. And sometimes that works, sometimes it really doesn't mean anything, or it doesn't say anything, or it just sounds like, oh, okay, speaking into existence type of thing. A very humbling experience, because I just realized he's a regular person, a regular human being, and for him to just appreciate his supporters and his fans and not look at them as, oh, well, that's what you're supposed to do as a supporter or as a fan. You're supposed to support me. You're supposed to this, that, and the third. Because, you know, there are some artists who don't really care for their fans. They only care about your money. They don't seriously care about you, or they're not, like, vested in what you have to say, or they don't realize the impact of, if it weren't for the supporters and the fans, there would be no them. There would be no, you wouldn't exist, pretty much. Meeting him didn't change my outlook on him. Kind of like what I stated earlier, like, he didn't give me any bad vibes. He didn't give me any off-puttingness about him. He was very open, very humbling, and just very regular, very chill. And I love that about him, because he made himself be just like us, you know, like, I don't want you guys to look at me as this billionaire, this millionaire, although I am, but, you know, he was dressed in regular clothes. He had on a hoodie, I think some red sweatpants or jersey, balling shorts, and some slides and some socks. Like, he was just chill. He was just really chill. I just admire that about him, his personality, and how candid he was. He was just awesome. He was just amazing. Like, just from meeting him, I continue to support him. Even if people were like, oh, you know, his music sucks, his music's trash. Like, you know, they try to say his stuff is subpar. It could be subpar to you that's not a J. Cole fan, but just from meeting him, I have so much more respect for him. So much more. I already have respect for him, but I have more respect for him because he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to come out of his tour bus after doing a whole entire show and meet with his fans. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to come out and sign autographs. He didn't have to take pictures. He didn't have to give hugs. He didn't have to do anything like that. So he really is the GOAT. He really is that guy, you know, about his business. That is pretty much my experience meeting J. Cole. If I do forget anything, I'll try to, like, insert it or, like, annotate it or something like that with along the video. But I am going to do another video, an in-depth video about the poster that I created for him and the one that I gave him, and the direction behind it, the meaning behind it, how I created it, and I'll have that to you guys shortly, as well as I'll insert pictures or videos, or I think I posted some stuff on Instagram stories. Let me know what you guys think about the story. Have you guys ever met any of your favorite artists? And not even like just J. Cole, but like, even if you've met J. Cole as well, please share your experience in the comments. I would love to know, like, how he was with you. Did you guys have a good experience, a bad experience? Have you met any artists like that you admired and they weren't like who you thought they were? Like, they were completely different. And let me know if you guys enjoy these type of story times. I have quite a few. Like, I've only met 2 artists that I've actually given my work to. Let me know what you guys think. You guys, I don't know, just, it was a very humbling and amazing experience for me, and I still think about it till this day, like it just happened yesterday. It still just seems so surreal. I know I was on cloud 9 when that happened. I was like, oh my god, like, I know J. Cole. No, I wasn't one of those people, but I did have people in my inbox who thought I knew him. I guess they thought, like, I had to connect now, and I'm like, hold up, I don't have no connect. I don't know him. I just met him, and we'll see where it goes from there. So who knows? He'll probably see this video and be like, hey, that's the chick who gave me the poster. You know, hit her up. Let her work on the next album. Let me do the album cover, J. Cole, please. Please, you know, like, who knows? I'm gonna speak it into existence that I will be creating more with J. Cole in unison with him. So I'm happy for it. Be sure to comment down below and let me know if you guys like these type of videos. I have quite a few, as I stated. Also, if you are not subscribed, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I continue to do content like this, whether it is surrounded by graphic design, music. You guys know what I do. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I love to give support and I love to give back the support that my subscribers give me. And I will catch you guys in the next video. And remember to stay graphic.